You need to be aware with what is about to happen. I mean, what's about to take place right now could go down in something as a historical moment. Because Donald Trump was just recently sentenced to be in court, and there are so many things that are happening, and Donald Trump is actually giving these people a giant middle finger. Now, don't believe me? You need to watch this because Trump just made some statements on this, and some people, other people who are high up in power, have made statements on this. And when I tell you it's getting crazy, it's getting crazy. Because understand, the truth always comes out and the lies are being revealed. You need to watch this and prepare to be amazed. You need to watch this because in just a few days, matter of fact, in just a few hours, could we see the future president behind bars? I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. Get ready for your mind to be blown. Let's hop straight into it. And before we hop straight into it, you may notice something a little bit different about your boy. You have seen the hair change. I went with a little more of a blonder look, and yeah. Hopefully you like it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And before we get into this, if you want to know more about what I do in ministry, what my life is, personal things, how I'm actually engaged right now, I'm about to get married, that's all found down below in my Instagram. If you'd like to follow me personally, I would appreciate a follow. It's in the link in the description. Go follow me right now on Instagram. Now, let's hop straight into it. This is by the KN Journal, and it says, Judge Juan Merchant has ordered President-elect Donald Trump to appear for sentencing on January 10th, which is coming up very soon, or maybe you're watching this at the time of January 10th. So I'm telling you, this is first coverage. You need to watch this right now and don't skip out because you need to be informed about what's going on right now. Having survived an assassination attempt during the election campaign, Trump now faces what some perceive as one final challenge from the establishment. We'll all have to wait until the 10th to see how this unfolds. Now, you know, Trump has been through the ringer, man. I mean, everything that you would look at and say, it couldn't get any worse, I'm telling you, it's happening more and more with this guy. I mean, give the man a break. So he's done more or had more happen to him this past year than many of the other presidents would happen in 7 lifetimes. And the question is, why? It's because they want him behind bars, not sitting in the White House in the Oval Office. Because when he gets there, you better bet your bottom dollar, things are going to change, lies are going to be revealed, probably the Diddy list is going to come out, the Epstein list is going to come out. I mean, he's going to uncover it all. And they're scared and they're peeing their little tiny boy pants. And what is happening? This judge right here, this is the judge right here. And this trial is called, as you can see on here, the Hush Money trial. Now, do you find this any coincidence that this is, 12, 11 days, 10 days before Inauguration Day, where he literally gets put in office? Now, please keep watching because Trump had something to say about this, and I want you to hear what he said, and it's honestly kind of sad. So this is what he had to say. It says, Trump is on his way, let me see here, to NYC courtside to testify. Now, I'm going to show you a video. Please stay for that. But listen, Trump is defending his family business in civil case as he starts. I'm trying to zoom this in. There we go. In civil case as he stares at criminal cases. Biden rematch. Presidential Donald Trump, 45th and soon to be 47th, will give his testimony in NY civil trial today. He says it's a dark day for our country. And then it says he didn't hold back with attacks on the judge who is biased and uninformed as it concerns real estate value. Now, you've got to understand, this isn't the first time that this has happened. Matter of fact, I just realized this. The dark day for America, I think that was a previous time that he said that. But still, it's going to be a dark day as we see this happening to Trump. And what you have to understand is that they're giving it their all this time because they realize this is our last chance to take him out until he gets in office. So you better believe there's going to be some hell breakout and some chaos maybe breakout tomorrow when this happens. Now, this is what somebody has tweeted. They said, look, the court case is all fake. Nothing's real about any of the trials that are going against President Trump, Donald Trump. It's all made up just to expose the corrupt Justice Department. Mission accomplished. an example of the poor leadership in California. Look at the fires. And you've got to understand, I'm not denying that Trump may or may not have done something in the past or had hush money or whatever it is. Every person, you've got to understand, nobody's going to be perfect. Like I've said before, we didn't vote for Jesus Christ this upcoming election cycle. We voted for a man who has made mistakes and has sinned. But the thing is, it is very hypocritical because the thing that they're blaming Trump for, you bet your bottom dollar, most high up officials, Republican or Democrat, have done the exact same thing. They just want to take him down and cover up what they've done. Now, if you want to leave, you can. Of course, you can go ahead and go. But I personally wouldn't, because I'm going to show you this video right here. It's very short. Stick around. This person tweeted, "I never predict the outcome of judges, justices, or jurors, but I am making an exception today," says so-and-so, about Donald Trump's emergency appeal to the Supreme Court to block out his sentencing in the Stormy Daniels case. "I think the Supreme Court is going to get involved." Check this out because it's very crazy.
Breaking news as we come on the air, Donald Trump is asking the United States Supreme Court to halt his Friday sentencing for his conviction on charges related to a hush money scheme 1 day after a New York appeals court judge declined to halt the proceedings. Dan, why does Donald Trump care so much about this? And what are the chances that the Supreme Court, do you think, bail him out?
Well, I think he doesn't want
Could the Supreme Court bail him out? Let me know what you think in the chat
to
below.
have it on his record, and he doesn't want whatever the sentence is, just period. And he's hoping that it'll be stopped. I doubt the Supreme Court would get involved, but maybe.
Sean?
I agree. I think this is stupid. It's a ridiculous case to begin with.
Yeah.
I think it's embarrassing
It's ridiculous.
for New York, to be honest with you. The idea that you're pursuing a case like this when everything else is going on in that city, it's a disgrace to the leadership there. And it is a disgrace to the president to have this. I mean, this whole thing was a ridiculous charge to begin with. But and I agree with Dan. I mean, just it looks silly. So I wouldn't want it on there as well. And it takes away some precious time.
My two rules: I never order the sticky
Absolutely.
rice at a Thai restaurant, and I never predict the outcome of judges, justices, or jurors, but I'm making an exception today. I think the Supreme Court's going to get involved here. I think they're going to stop the sentencing.
That's what he is saying. What do you think? And like you said, it's ridiculous. Like some people say, redonkulous. There are so many other things they could be going to court over right now. How about P. Diddy? How about that? How about the Epstein client list? How about that? How about the Nickelodeon stuff where they were literally taking out all these minors? How about what happened in 2020 with this fake VIR, you know? And they try to find the most minuscule, tiny things, making up things. Donald Trump said himself, he said the judge is biased and has misinformation about this subject. So it's literally they're trying to find anything just to take him out. But the same way that God has had his hand on the first assassination attempt, the second assassination attempt, and then possibly the third one, and how they've done this time and time again, God's hand will mightily show up tomorrow, and what the devil meant for evil, I believe God will turn it around for the good of the American people. Preachers gotta preach. I'm getting stirred up right now. If you believe it, let me know. Amen in the chat. Now stick around. I'm almost done. Mike Engleman, is that how you say his name? Engleman. I was looking at like eagle, like what? Engleman. In my opinion, only I don't believe Judge Merchan is holding a sentencing hearing for Trump to not sentence, regardless of his earlier statement. Listen to this. Judge Merchan has gone rogue in defiance of the Supreme Court, and now they must step in and stop this attack on the Republic. And you can see right here the papers. And you can see right there. And just read the first line here. This application, maybe you can't see it because it's blocked up. This application requests an emergency stay to prevent further criminal proceedings in New York State Court, including a sentencing hearing scheduled for Friday, January 10th at 9:30 a.m. against the president-elect of the United States at the apex of his presidential transition. I mean, can you imagine the kahunas that these people, the kahunas that this judge had? Somebody mentioned this. They said when Trump gets in office in 10 days or whatever, this judge is about to find himself needing a job because he's about to get fired. What's that clip from the Cat in the Hat? He's like, "You're fired." Now, this is the last video that I play you, and then some final thoughts. Please watch.
Well, New York's Court of Appeals has just denied President-elect
From
Trump's request
Newsmax.
to halt sentencing in his New York case. This is the highest court in New York State.
Paving the way for Trump to be able to appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. Judge Andrew Napolitano is here, Newsmax senior judicial analyst. We continue. It really is day by day with this case, the sentencing on Friday. Walk us through where it is today.
Well, when President Trump appealed to the Supreme Court yesterday, the court was, in my view, prepared to reject that appeal because the highest court in the state of New York had not yet ruled. A few minutes ago, it did rule, and it denied it. So the trial judge has said the sentencing is going forward. The intermediate appellate court has said the sentencing is going forward. The highest court in the state of New York has said the sentencing is going forward. There's only one conceivable appeal remaining, and President Trump's lawyers have filed it, and that's before the Supreme Court of the United States. Rarely does the Supreme Court of the United States interfere in a state court criminal proceeding. There is actually a federal statute
We need the Supreme Court to get involved then.
that prohibits them from doing so. However, Trump's lawyers have quite properly gone through the full system, and this is his last shot, and they're going to take it. Will there be oral argument? No. The papers are due even as we speak. The justices will get together this afternoon, review the papers, review their notes, come to a decision. It'll be announced probably later today, because this sentencing is scheduled for your watch, our watch, 9:30 tomorrow morning. So everybody needs to know before then if they need to be in the courtroom, except for Donald Trump, who has permission to appear at his own sentencing if it happens remotely.
Yeah, running out of time, right? Really running down the wire.
Figuratively and literally running out of time.
What happened?
Something needs to happen like right now. This is why I'm posting this right now. You need to watch it.
So at SCOTUS, now they're looking back into this case. How does their ruling on presidential immunity even play into this?
It's hard for me to predict what they're going to do. If they follow their own decision on presidential immunity, they will reject his appeal, because all of these events that form the basis for the conviction either occurred before he was president or were personal things that he did. They were not core or official functions of the presidency. Yes, he signed some checks to Michael Cohen while he was in the White House, but that was a personal event. It was not core, meaning authorized by the Constitution. It was not official, meaning authorized by a federal statute.
Is there a moment where, again, this would just be from experts like yourself that we've spoken to, called this out that this is political? There is no consequence again with this charge. He'd be called a felon, but that is it. He wouldn't face jail time. There would not be punishment, as we talked about. The Supreme Court justices, would that be able to run through their mind? Obviously, they have to run through the gamut of the legal process, but do you think they'd be looking at it that way?
You can honestly tell this isn't as much political. This is getting to be spiritual.
People have argued persuasively that the whole thing is political. And the three of us have been discussing this for a couple of years.
Well, here's the thing. Most people don't realize it. This is spiritual. The devil is trying to come against this man because of what he can do once he gets in the White House these next 4 years.
Going back to when he was first indicted, that the indictment was political. Crime in America is defined as having a victim and there being harm. There was no victim, there was no harm. But the state of New York still considers this, what they call improper bookkeeping, to be criminal. Will the Supreme Court of the United States say this is a bunch of political falderall and we're not going to have anything to do with it? That would harm Trump if they did that. Then they would deny the appeal. If they were to decide that this is an attempt to impair the presidency of the United States under the Constitution, they'll grant the appeal, which will either say no sentencing or the sentencing is put off until January of 2029.
Till January 2029 when he gets out of office. You think about that. Nobody wants to wait till then. This is going down right now. Somebody, you got to realize right now, right here. I'm telling you, Trump can't throw hands, but I bet right now he wants to throw hands at some people. Because give the guy a break. And like I said, do I think Donald Trump is going to go to jail? No, I don't think Donald Trump is going to go to jail. And even if he did, that would only make him the coolest living legend that has ever lived. He would be so savage. I mean, imagine taking office from a jail cell. That would be literally so cool. But what you got to understand is, like I mentioned, this isn't even political. This is spiritual. And if you can't see that, then you need to have your spiritual eyes open. Because the devil is trying to come against him right now. There are spiritual principalities trying to come against him right now. What has happened to Donald Trump in the past year, like I said, has not happened to any political leader, really, in their entire lifetime. He has gone through so much the past year, I would even say 2 years, even since he's been out of office. Why? Because they know he's not playing games. He's real about this. He's serious about this. And it's now or never, the last attempt. So what we need to do is we need to pray for Trump. We need to plead the blood of Jesus over Trump. And trust me, your prayers carry great power in this nation. Don't believe that your prayers are so little. No. You can pray for spiritual authority. You can pray for those who are in power. The Bible actually tells us to. And the Bible is very clear that your prayers do carry power. So pray for him today. Plead the blood of Jesus over him today. And understand, this isn't even political. This is now spiritual. And I believe it'll all work out for the good of the American people and for the good of Donald Trump and for the favor for him getting in office in about 10 days. Well, hey, that's all that I have for you. A little quick update. If you enjoyed this video, make sure subscribe, turn on post notification bell. And if you would like to partner with me and support me financially, you know, I'm a current events guy, I'm a political guy, but above all that, I'm a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And God has spoken to me. You can see on my Bible right here. Every state shall be saved in the map of the United States right there. God spoke to me to go to all 50 states within the next 4 years that Trump is in office and preach in all 50 states. So when I go there, I'm going to have one thing on my mind: to carry revival and to win the lost for Jesus Christ. There are many people out there hurting, dying, broken, living in a world where they don't have a future or a bright tomorrow, but they need to know that Jesus Christ came to die for them. And I believe that when you partner with me, even if it's just $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, it helps me go out and preach the gospel and win the lost for Christ, to do these crusades, to do these meetings, to do Facebook ads, to do all this stuff. But I don't want to get your heart and your eyes set on the cost of things. I want to get your heart and your eyes set on the vision that God has spoken to me, this young 20-year-old evangelist, to travel these 50 states these next 4 years, which I know it's a lot. But God said all things are possible through him. I'm believing God for partners to partner with me. We have over 60 partners who partner at a monthly basis right now on my Patreon, and I would like for you to become the next. If you feel led to partner with me, even if it's just a small amount, I greatly appreciate it, and it helps me accomplish the mission and the vision that God has placed on my life. It's in the link in the description or the link in the comments. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you so much. May God richly bless you because of it. And I believe we're going to take this nation for Jesus Christ. In the link in the description or the link in the comments. Thank you for believing in me. It really means a lot that you would back me, stand behind me, and push this vision forward. Until next time, have an amazing rest of the day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, my friend.